Marjorie Rendell is a judge on the United States Court of Appeals for the Third Circuit in Philadelphia and the First Lady of the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. One of our nation's leading advocates for civic education, she has been a featured speaker at major conferences conducted by the Jack Miller Center. In the following interview with the Miller Center's Mike Deshaies, Judge Rendell talks about her efforts to enrich education in America's founding principles and history.
Judge Rendell, tell us about your efforts to strengthen civic education in Pennsylvania.
Well, we're working with the schools and with teachers, trying to give them curriculum and programs that really work to teach our children the knowledge about our democracy, develop the skills of critical thinking, deliberation about issues, helping prepare them for their role as citizen through curriculum and also through outside activities.
What motivated you to take a lead role in this effort?
Well, as a judge, I work with the Constitution and the Bill of Rights day in and day out, and I've come to realize that while I may know about what it contains, many of our citizens really don't have basic knowledge about the separation of powers, about their rights and their responsibilities as citizens. So the idea is to go into the schools and teach our children at an early age about who they are, about what our democracy is, and about the role that they will play in keeping it alive.
Why do you think it's so important for students to learn more about America's founding principles and history?
Well, democracy depends upon the participation by everyone. If 20% of the people are engaged, if 30% of the people vote, it's not really a democracy. We would be ceding power to our rulers. And the country was founded upon the opposite of that, putting power in the hands of people. So if every individual understands their role as a citizen, we'll have a democracy. But if people don't take it as an individual duty and right to be a citizen, our democracy will suffer.
Part of your efforts to strengthen civic education includes posting comments on Twitter. How's that working out?
Well, the good news, bad news is that I am on Twitter, but I really don't understand how it works. But that's perhaps the age gap. But the good part about that is that Twitter attracts the young people. And my whole initiative is aimed at engaging our citizens at an early age. So if what I say on Twitter resonates with them, more the better. I have difficulty, though, doing anything in less than 140 characters. I'm used to writing opinions and talking about issues, so sometimes I leave it to my assistants to actually formulate the messages, which I then, can approve. But it's a great way to reach our young people, and that's really what I want to do: energize our young people. And I've gotten so much feedback. They like the fact that I'm on Twitter. I don't know if they're paying attention to what I'm saying, but the fact that I'm on Twitter and talking about it makes them, want to get involved and get engaged and do something to follow up on what I say.
The Jack Miller Center is focused on enriching education for college students regarding America's founding principles and history. Many say that these subjects really should be exclusively part of the education process for K through 12. What are your thoughts? Should college students learn more about America's founding principles and history?
No, I think it's essential that at all levels of our education that our students learn more. At a young age, they can't quite grasp the concepts, but as they get a little older, they do grasp the concepts, and in high school, they're able to have more discussion and communication about these concepts. But at the college level, they should really bore down into the meaning of a lot of the things that our country was founded upon. And so I think that the higher you go in education, the more in-depth the understanding can be, and that's terrific. The other thing is that if we're preparing teachers in the colleges, by teaching the teachers how to teach civics, we teach these college students civics. That's the way you really learn something, is by taking it and working with it and trying to tell someone else about it. So I like to think that as we prepare our teachers in colleges, we're teaching them perhaps more than other students really what it means to have a civics education.
What kind of positive feedback have you gotten from your efforts to promote civic education?
Well, as a judge, I preside over naturalization ceremonies. And one year on July 3rd, I did a ceremony in the shadow of Independence Hall. And I looked out on the faces of these new citizens and realized that they knew the value of our Constitution, our form of government, the rule of law. They understood what it's like to be a citizen. These people leave their homelands and come to America because of our form of government, essentially. And that doesn't happen anywhere else. Sometimes I think our American citizens lack an appreciation. And these new citizens who've come to this country for a very reason of why we were founded, the freedom and liberty and equality, they really understand it.
What kind of responses are you seeing in the field from the people you've reached out to?
Well, I'm getting really good feedback from all types of people: parents, administrators, educators, children who have had rich civics education. And that reinforces my view that there's not one aspect of our society, not one sector, that is against the concept of civics education. And when people really think about it, they're really in favor of it, and they look around and realize that we're just not paying attention to what we have. We have a gift. We need to preserve it if we're going to keep it. And I'm just getting great responses. And you'd think there'd be pushback from teachers because they're so challenged with the lack of time and the testing they have to do in other areas. But the teachers realize that this kind of education helps testing in other areas. It helps discipline. It helps give children an understanding of who they are. And that's always a positive. So I'm getting really good feedback from all sectors of the society, from teachers to students to administrators and parents.
Tell us how the Jack Miller Center's programs help you with your initiatives.
Well, I love the fact that their focus is on college at this point, but I was speaking to Jack about the idea of going a little bit younger, and he and Goldie seemed to think that that might be a good idea, so we're going to compare notes. But the one area that I really want to do that I haven't done yet is to get into the colleges, to the place where our teachers are being educated, and to make sure that they understand how to teach civics. A lot of them are not sure themselves about some of the principles of our democracy. If they lack the civics education, they're going to be really challenged to teach it. So we want to be able to develop those skills and have them be confident and have them realize that teaching civics is fun, it's good to engage the kids, and it's something that they can do if they have the training.
Thank you very much, Judge Rendell.
This has been a Jack Miller Center digital media presentation. For more information, visit thejackmillercenter.org.